Shit secured. Bag secured, man. I'm gonna stop in this damn liquor store. See, they got some Taylor pork. She love her some Taylor pork, and we can do that wine and dine shit. Yeah, it's your boy Jay Hefner, aka Double O. I'm out here in Atlanta, came from LA to Fort with 1011 Aesthetics. Yeah, get them white.
10. Lincoln family searching for closure after a son, father, and friend was killed. It's our other top story tonight. The family mourning after a loved one was murdered in downtown Lincoln over the weekend. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson was at a candlelight vigil for him tonight. Mackenzie, how is the family doing?
Rod, Saiveon Hopkins' family is heartbroken after his death. Tonight, through the tears and hurt, they're gathering together for strength.
Saiveon Hopkins' family says he was taking his mother to the Husker football game on Saturday night. He was shot and killed near 11th and P Streets after several fights broke out, according to police.
Have you ever witnessed a moment of heroism that turned into heartbreak? Imagine a man, just 24 years old, standing between danger and the safety of someone he loved. A moment when a single decision would forever alter his life. Today, we're telling the story of Jay Hefner, also known as Saiveon Hopkins, a rising figure in the adult film world whose gentle soul and fierce dedication were known only to those close to him. On the night of September 8, 2024, in Lincoln, Nebraska, everything changed. Jay had flown in from Ontario, Canada, to celebrate a family birthday, a day meant for joy and connection. But in an instant, that celebration turned into a scene of violence. In a desperate bid to protect his cousin, Jay found himself caught in a flash of gunfire that would steal his future forever. Now, imagine being in his place, facing a split-second decision that could mean life or death. Can one courageous act, fueled by love, trigger a cascade of unforeseen consequences? As we piece together the events of that fateful night, ask yourself, what would you do when everything hangs in the balance? Before we move forward, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever seen someone risk it all for another? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective might just spark a conversation that brings us closer together. This isn't just a story of loss. It's a story of bravery, unexpected twists, and questions that linger long after the final shot is fired. Stay with us as we uncover the details behind Jay's final moments and explore how one night in Lincoln continues to resonate today. Ready to follow this journey? Let's begin. Welcome to Viral True Crime Stories, where we bring you the most compelling and heartbreaking true crime cases. Every story we share is based on real events that deserve to be heard. Kindly support us by subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell icon so you never miss an important story. This story will be taking us to Lincoln, Nebraska. This city stands out for its blend of rich history and modern vibrancy. The city boasts a dynamic downtown area, renowned museums, and a lively art scene, all anchored by the University of Nebraska. While Lincoln experiences crime like any urban area, its rates are relatively modest compared to larger U.S. cities. Recent FBI data shows that the city's violent crime rate is around 300 incidents per 100,000 residents, with gun violence accounting for only a small fraction of those cases. Jay Hefner was more than just a name in the spotlight. He was Saiveon Hopkins, a man with two very different worlds. Imagine this. A celebrated figure in adult films, known for his confident presence on screen, yet at home, he was a devoted father and a compassionate caretaker. His 10-month-old daughter, his loving girlfriend Madeline, and his ailing mother were the center of his quiet universe. Born Saiveon Hopkins, he carried a gentle strength that many rarely see behind the camera. He wasn't just performing for an audience. He was living a life dedicated to family. Imagine him, leaving the familiar comforts of Ontario, Canada, and traveling to Lincoln, Nebraska, only to join a simple family birthday celebration. It sounds almost ordinary, yet that day was destined to take an unexpected turn. Have you ever thought about the pressure of balancing two very different lives? How do you reconcile public fame with the private struggles and joys of a family? That is the question that lingers when you consider Saiveon's journey. Now, as we uncover the layers of who he truly was, I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. What does it take to be a star on screen and a rock for your family off it? Stay tuned, because as we continue, you might discover that sometimes the person we see in the limelight holds secrets that could change everything you thought you knew. Lincoln was gearing up for a night of quiet celebrations, a birthday gathering filled with laughter and warm embraces. Jay Hefner, known to close friends as Saiveon Hopkins, had just arrived from Ontario, carrying with him the promise of family togetherness. But as night fell, the air began to change. Across the city, reports started coming in. Isolated disturbances that, by 1:30 a.m., escalated into something far more unsettling. On the 100 block of North 11th Street, near a local bar, a fight ignited, sparking a series of events that set the stage for chaos. Imagine a calm evening gradually giving way to an unsettling tension. A tension so thick you could almost feel it in every whispered conversation on the streets. What would you do if a moment meant for celebration suddenly shifted into a scene of conflict? As police sirens pierced the night, it became clear that Lincoln was not just experiencing a bad night, but a turning point that no one saw coming. Have you ever been in a situation where everything you trusted was upended in an instant? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay with me, because next we reveal how these early events morphed into a tragedy that would forever alter the lives of those involved. At 1:30 a.m. on September 8, 2024, Lincoln, Nebraska, transformed in an instant. A bar fight erupted near 11th and P Streets, a clash that quickly escalated beyond a simple altercation. In the midst of the confusion, Saiveon Hopkins, known to his loved ones as Jay Hefner, made a split-second decision that would forever change his life and the lives of those around him. As voices grew louder and tensions flared, Jay stepped forward to protect his cousin from the violence unfolding before him. Imagine the scene. The clamor of a bar fight, the roar of sirens drawing near, and the frantic pace of first responders arriving on the scene. Amid this chaos, two men were found with gunshot wounds. One, a man in his 40s who managed to survive with non-life-threatening injuries, and the other, Jay, who suffered a fatal blow. By 5:37 a.m., despite urgent efforts by paramedics, the grim reality was confirmed. Jay had lost his battle that night. First responders and bystanders witnessed a raw, unfiltered moment of human bravery and tragedy all at once, as a decision made in an instant ended a promising life. What would compel someone to act in such a critical moment, risking everything to protect a loved one? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights might shed light on this complex and heart-wrenching scenario. As the night unraveled into a series of unforeseen events, questions linger. Was Jay's move driven purely by courage, or were there factors we have yet to understand? Stay with us, because what happened next will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about that fateful night. Investigators worked around the clock to piece together the events of that unforgettable night. Using surveillance footage, eyewitness statements, and forensic evidence, authorities zeroed in on two individuals, 23-year-old Saiveon Wright, who is now charged with first-degree murder, and 30-year-old Gregory Bahati, facing charges for aiding and abetting the crime. Their actions turned a single act into a cascade of irreversible consequences. The investigation revealed potential links to gangs in Omaha, suggesting that the violence may have deeper roots than a simple bar fight. Every new piece of evidence raised more questions about the true motives behind the shooting and the extent of the connections involved. In a whirlwind of violence, can justice ever fully mend what's broken? Share your thoughts in the comments below. What does accountability mean to you in a case like this? Stay tuned, because as the investigation unfolds, more surprising details are coming to light that could change everything we thought we knew about that fateful night. After that fateful night, Lincoln was left reeling, not just from the loss of a life, but from the echoes of grief that rippled through families and fans alike. In the aftermath, the silence of dawn was broken by anguished cries from those who loved Jay, known off-screen as Saiveon Hopkins. His mother, Jenny Brown, and his girlfriend Madeline, along with his precious 10-month-old daughter, found themselves grappling with an unimaginable void. Social media lit up with messages of sorrow and admiration. People remembered him as a man of courage, a man who put others first in his final moments. Within hours, a GoFundMe initiative spearheaded by Kyra Miller began rallying financial support to help ease the burden of unexpected expenses. Each contribution was a small act of tribute to a life taken too soon. Imagine reading heartfelt messages from strangers and friends alike, each one echoing the same loss. The loss of someone who chose love over self-preservation in a moment of crisis. What does it mean to honor such sacrifice? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and share how you cope with sudden loss. As the world tried to make sense of the tragedy, the impact of Jay's final act stirred a mix of anger, sorrow, and even a glimmer of hope that one brave moment might inspire change. But the questions remain. Can our shared grief pave the way for healing? Or will the void left behind always whisper of what might have been? Stay tuned, because the next chapter reveals how this singular act of courage has ignited debates and left a mark that challenges us to rethink what it truly means to protect those we love. Jay's sacrifice forces us to ask, how does one brave act shift the balance in a world gripped by violence? As we reflect on the life of Saiveon Hopkins, better known as Jay Hefner, we confront a reality where courage comes at a tremendous cost. His choice to protect a loved one, in the face of overwhelming danger, challenges us to reconsider what it means to be a hero. In the wake of his passing, questions arise about the impact of one decision on countless lives. How do we measure the price of love and duty when a single moment reshapes the future of a family and a city? Jay's final act, witnessed by those who were there, continues to stir debate among investigators and everyday citizens alike. What does it mean to honor such sacrifice? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. How do you define heroism when the stakes are life and death? As we ponder these questions, the echoes of that night remind us that even in our most desperate moments, the choices we make can illuminate a path toward change. Stay with us as we explore how this singular act of valor invites us all to rethink the true meaning of protection and love. Jay Hefner, Saiveon Hopkins, was a loving father, a courageous soul who put everything on the line in one fateful moment. In Lincoln, Nebraska, his decision to protect his cousin changed lives forever. Tonight, we've seen the man behind the headlines. A devoted father, a man of two worlds whose life was taken in an instant. His story isn't just about that tragic night. It's about the lasting impact of his sacrifice, the lingering questions, and the way one act of bravery rippled through the hearts of those who knew him. As we wrap up, think about this. How do we honor a life cut short, and what can we learn from it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your reflections in the comments below. If Jay's story has touched you, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more true crime narratives that remind us of the cost of courage and the mysteries that still linger. We extend our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and all who cherish Jay Hefner, Saiveon Hopkins. His selfless act of courage in the face of violence reminds us of the power of love and sacrifice, even when tragedy strikes unexpectedly. Our hearts go out to his loved ones as they navigate this immense loss, and we honor his memory by reflecting on the preciousness of every moment. May his legacy inspire us to stand together and support one another during these difficult times. Dear viewers, if you found this investigation insightful, kindly like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for future updates. It will mean a lot to us and encourage us to keep bringing you these true crime stories. Thanks for watching till the end, and until the next video, stay safe.